Hi, welcome to mediatorpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about mediation, negotiation, and collaboration. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I'm a valuation expert and divorce mediator in St. Louis, Missouri. I specializing in divorce and partnership disputes, but today we're going to discuss overcoming financial abuse and insights from a financial analyst with Leah Hadley. She's actually a CDFA or Certified Divorce Financial Analyst and an Accredited Financial Counselor, which we'll talk more about soon. But Leah is based in Cleveland, Ohio, and she's committed to working with people in a very compassionate fashion and offering them financial guidance through different life issues such as divorce. She's also a best-selling author. She has an amazing amount of knowledge, and we're going to get into some pretty good topics. So welcome, Leah. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Melissa.
But can you give us an example of how you kind of made a more significant difference when there was some sort of financial abuse? And we're not diagnosing things. We're just saying there are elements of control and unbalanced power. But where have you been able to come in and assist them in those capacities?
So the one that comes to mind for me most readily, and there are so many examples, you're absolutely right. And I am not a physician, so I don't know exactly what the issue was, but there was a woman who came into my office that her body was physically kind of collapsing on itself. She had a very difficult time walking into the office and sitting in the chair the first time we met. And we worked together to prepare her. Her case was a case that ended up going to court. But we worked together to really prepare her, help her understand the financials, help her understand how she was going to be able to move forward. And honestly, Melissa, it wasn't a great outcome. I mean, for either party, it never is, I don't think, when cases go to court. But it was such an empowering experience for her that physically, I saw a physical difference for her, Melissa, when she came into my office after her case was over and we were looking at her projections going forward and figuring out how are you going to kind of, make this all work. She walked into the office differently. She sat in the chair. I mean, like, my mind was blown. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, like, the toxicity of her marriage had put so much stress on her body that it was literally kind of collapsing on itself. To me, it was mind-blowing. So it really, when you're under the stress of these situations, it's so hard. It's so hard emotionally. Obviously, it's hard financially, but it can really take its toll on your body physically. And so getting out of that situation, it may feel like a huge obstacle. It's not going to be easy. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but the reality is that on the other side, it can be this beautiful next chapter that you create for yourself.